There are two things that I like, peanut butter and jelly. Please tell me you've had Nutella. A product that I used to insist was called Nutella because it was made with hazelnut. I discovered it early in my life and rediscovered it in college. In college, we put it on everything. It's really good if you're polishing off a pizza. Put some on the crust of the pizza. And then you have some dessert. Well, that doesn't sound like a novel idea now because pizza places make dessert pizzas. But at the time, let me assure you, this was inventive. For a long period of my life, I had Nutella in the house. In varied sizes. Sometimes, if I was eating more of it, I would get a big one. If you got a large one, it would come with a guide that was attached via elastic that had photos. This was before the interwebs. So they had apples and bananas in the fruit section. And then they had beverages like hot coffee, various kinds of bread product. It was endless what you could do with Nutella. Well, I had two friends over to my nice apartment, the nicest one I ever lived in New York City, and it was a dump. So after an afternoon in the park, I had my friends over, and we were seated on my futon. I was on the futon, and one of my guests was on the futon, and then another of my guests was in a chair or maybe seated on this amazing stool I had. There was a shoe store going out of business, and the guy was selling a little shoe stool that you sit on while you're trying on your shoe. So I had inventive furniture. Did I mention it was a dump? It was a dump, although I tried to do my best with it. So we were eating Nutella, and one of my friends was going through the booklet and trying to see all the things that we could do with it, and at the back there was an 800 number, and she called it to find out other uses for Nutella, and clearly it's someone who was there servicing lots of other companies, because she really didn't know how to tell us what to do with the Nutella, so she clearly was going through the booklet and guiding us through the photos. And my friend kept saying, yes, I understand, we can see that in the booklet. Is there anything aside from apples and bananas? But here's what happened. Because of all the merriment and the delicious aroma of Nutella, behind one of my friends appeared one of my resident roaches. Like, what are we having? What's going on? And this was someone who I wasn't quite, it wasn't a friend that I would call at 2 a.m. And he led a much more respectable life than I did. And he had a nicer apartment than I did, as did virtually 8 million other people. And I was mortified and I didn't know what to do. So I dove for the plate and said, here, let me get some more, and somehow got rid of the roach. But can you imagine the cheek of a roach appearing on the edge of a futon? It was actually kind of cute. But I don't think my guests would have thought that.